got all of us in there?
Yeah. Laugh. Don't laugh, guys. You can laugh. I don't care.
You want to do a countdown? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
I don't know if we're there.
3,
Blast off.
2, 1.
Hi, my name is D, and this is Coplaymedia. Here we got my co-host,
Zamboni.
and here we got the awesome Jacob and Tammy Paris. Paris? I said that right? Paris. And what I want to talk to you guys about is I want to follow up since the last conversation we had. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about Smash Brothers. We talked about your current Twitch that's going on and the podcast that you and Tammy, who's apparently the brains of this operation, have. She is the brains. Yes. Yes. You admit to
Yeah,
that, right?
I
The
do.
woman is the brains. The woman is always
She
the brains.
picks most of the games that I do. She picks a lot of the games I do.
A lot of the games. So I remember we were talking about last time that you had certain bots and Discord bots. You use Discord to like through your Twitch, speak to other people, see what kind of stuff they're listening to.
Yeah.
And how did you work that out? Is it like a selection of games and they could choose, or how you work that?
Well, I usually work that with my Twitch channel itself in the chat. As far as PHEONIX6500 with a PHEONIX. A lot of people misspell that because they think it's like the city. But the Discord is mostly a place where they can contact me outside of the stream in case they want to, ask me about something. If they have a problem, they might need advice on, whatever the case. And if I'm not around, she is.
Mm-hmm. And how exactly do you guys work as a team to broadcast, to do the thing? I know you play a lot. Do you play a lot as well?
I play a lot behind the scenes. If there's been maybe one time that I've streamed so far. I don't like being the face that everybody sees. I like being the brains behind the operation.
She usually is the one that kind of keeps my chat in a place where I can see it better. Like if something happens in the game, moves it, she'll take and put it back in front of me. So that way, because I usually stream with the dual boot monitor.
So do you show do you have like a miniaturized version of yourself and then like the game going on, or do you guys have a particular style that you set up and mix around?
It's a little bit harder to set up dual stream at her house with the dual screens because she's got the laptop, but she doesn't have double screens in her room like I do. So it's a little bit more difficult, but a lot of times like she'll see what's going on and move the chat box right in front of me if like a format does that.
I'm also the one that keeps the chat PG-13.
In check.
So you mod the chat?
Yes.
Yes, she is one of my mods. I have a team of 6.
6?
Yes, because my channel has grown since we last talked. It went from 100 followers to 238.
Nice.
So.
And do you guys set up you guys went ahead and set up a subscription service? Or?
Actually, I am affiliated, which for those of you guys who aren't familiar, affiliated means that you can actually start earning money at it. So, because they could throw bits in this bit jar. And for every bit you earn like 1 penny. So, 100 bits is $1, 1,000 bits, $10, so on and so forth. It's mostly made for people who don't have a donation button, but I actually had a friend to help me set that up. So I have a donation button and I'm affiliated, so they can do it one of 2 ways.
So we admit that she's the brains of the operation, right? To a certain degree, 100 followers to 238. Wow, that's a great improvement. So how has your experience been at this Momocon? And I know this is your first one. You mentioned that to me earlier. And how does this compare to last year? We'll start with you ladies first. How has your first Momocon been?
Well, my first Momocon has been crazy. It has been insane and fun, and I have made so many new friends. This is the place to do it.
Have you been to other conventions? How would you say this one is different?
Anime Blast was mild and small compared to this. I have gotten lost 7 times on the way to the hotel room in the last 2 days.
Well, this is my 3rd year. So from when I first got here, they barely had enough to fill up everything. Then last year, when I actually met Dee and the rest of Coplaymedia, it was a little bit bigger and a little bit more crazy, but it didn't really start picking up till Saturday. This year, though, it started picking up tonight, which for those of you guys watching, it's Friday. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting, especially with the game room and the dealer's room downstairs. That has grown exponentially. They had even more signings as well. The signings went up. Like her favorite, as a segue, Caleb Hiles. She went down there for that, and like the lines were just immense from what I could notice. Even the tabletop rooms were bigger. I mean, they even had Dungeons and Dragons this year too.
The next question I have is real quick. You know, you don't find often where you find video games and relationship working out so well, right? Let's be honest here. So my oh my goodness, don't even tell me that. Oh, me and my wife play Mario Party all the time, so I'm happy you mentioned that. Oh, there you go. Anything Mario where it's 2 players with the relationship, it works out. So my question is, you know, how did this become? Like, how did you guys meet? What's the story? Tell me a little bit about that.
Keep PG-13.
I'll handle that.
I'm going to.
Back at my first Anime Blast, which was back in, what was it, 2013, 14?
Yeah, it was about 2 years.
2014. I came with a friend of mine, and we had never met before. This was the first time we had met. I had known him for like 5 years. Well, this friend told me that there was another friend coming, and I had no idea who that was. And we pull up to this new house I'd never been to. I'd never seen it before. Out walks this guy. And all of a sudden, music's playing in the background. No, just kidding. All of a sudden, I'm in love. And then I was like, well, damn it. He's probably got a girlfriend. And he's probably, probably not interested. And then he gets in the car. I'm quiet. He starts talking to me about video games, seeing my game bag. He talks to me about video games. It's like, okay, maybe. And then I'm like, well, no, he could still be in a relationship. Second day of Anime Blast rolls around, and he makes the first move. We've been together ever since.
Awesome.
Oh, and we're having a baby.
Yes, congratulations. Putting in that work.
What about his side of the story?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, there was both sides to it. And actually, the only reason why I made the first move is because she was too shy.
Yes, I was shy. Not anymore.
Yeah, definitely not anymore. It's just
Be pregnant.
it's just for me. It's like it was the weirdest thing because like I could see her, and I knew we were going to be together and all that. I had that feeling in my spirit, like I just kind of had that feeling. Except I didn't think we'd ever be doing the same career together. Right. That's one thing that I never, because it's one thing to be in love with somebody. It's another one to be able to work with them in the same place and on the same stream or on the same career.
That's actually true.
That is one of the rarest things ever. And we actually had somebody tell her when I was singing her song at the karaoke. She sang for me first and sang "God Gave Me You" by Blake Shelton. And I knew the song. I didn't think I did. Then I sang her "White Sky." And while I was up there singing that, somebody had congratulated us and all that stuff and actually kind of said that we're the power couple of Momocon.
They said that we were relationship goals to the extreme.
Exactly.
That's a compliment if I've ever heard one.
And the segue to Doctor Who, I thought that was fantastic. But I just never thought we'd be working together, just doing stuff together like that. Because it's hard to do that sometimes because a lot of times you
But heads, disagree, that kind of thing.
And
On multiple occasions.
but I find that if you truly love something and you truly love the person that you're doing it with, then that's the best combo. Because then you could work off each other's strengths. And it just so happens that we complement each other real well.
That's awesome, guys. This was great. Like, it was awesome. It was awesome talking to you guys about it, hearing about your experience at Momocon and everything. Could I ask you guys, is there any more information that you guys want to say about Twitch or anything? Any kind of shout outs that you guys want to do to get in?
I have a shout out section on my channel actually, and a lot of my mods are on there, but there's a couple of them that I feel like I should kind of mention, especially like Cajun Kishi and Weapon X Metsu. Both of them, I feel like they're brothers to me because they've helped me through a lot of bad times. But and speaking of Twitch, actually, I remember was something we talked about last year was how my Twitch channel helped save someone else.
Yeah, save somebody's life.
Yeah, and it was somebody who I'm not going to mention the real name because I want to protect their anonymity.
Of course.
But the screen name at the time was Shiny Blue Greymon. And he was, seriously thinking about, killing himself and just ending it all. And I was doing my first stream of Final Fantasy Fridays, which is something else I do. I play through whole Final Fantasy games on Fridays. It's just something I do. Yup, that's it. Or even review Final Fantasy movies on Fridays. Sometimes I'll do that if I need a break.
You gotta take a break sometimes.
Because those are open and huge. But I was playing Final Fantasy IX for the first day, and he just so happened to find my stream and come in there and start talking. And it was heartbreaking for me to hear somebody talk about that. And he had just followed me like the night before, and I hadn't even given him his currency yet. And he was talking about how he wants to end his life. He wants to end it all because he doesn't feel like it. And I told him, well, why don't you stick around, because I do the game requests too. That's another thing I do on my channel that's different, is I'll do full game requests. And he said, well, would you do Legendary again? I said, yeah, if you come back. Next thing I know, he's talking and calm and a mod at the time, he's not a mod anymore, but a mod at the time, Overlord Biggles actually helped him because he lived in the same area, and got some cops down there to talk to him and got him the help he needed. So if it wasn't for me, who knows what would have happened. And he was just some random person that came into my chat. And now to this day, he's still living, kicking, breathing, actually talking about streaming himself because of me. So, yeah, I never thought that my channel would have that kind of impact on anyone. I was just a guy wanting to stream some games and have some fun.
Not only one thing to do what you love and do it with who you love, but also know that it's making a change and impact in people's lives more than you think.
Yeah, because I mean, you could go to someone's channel and be having the worst day ever, and then that person could elevate you to that. Like that could be the very thing you needed to hear.
I definitely agree. Wow, this is an awesome interview, guys. So again, we have Jacob and Tammy Paris. We got my boy.
Yeah, Zamboni. Where can we check you guys out at again?
Twitch.tv/PHEONIX6500.
One more time.
Twitch.tv/PHEONIX6500 with a PHEONIX.
You guys heard it here first, man. Coplaymedia, and we're out.